All right, so listen, let's get right to it. The reality is that many of you may be trying to figure out how you as a man can separate yourself from the pack, how you can stand out more and start to garner the attention or the results that you would like when it comes to women and dating and relationships, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that because it's good for you to look for ways on how you can level yourself up, how you can grow as a man, how you can become better and a more desirable partner, all right? And so it's a good thing that you're looking for the information, but of course I'm here to provide you with it and help you understand a little bit more in depth about some of the things that you may have heard already on the internet, or you may already know, but you just need a reminder and a greater understanding of it. And so to get to the list, one of the first things you need to do to stand out from other men is put effort into your presentation. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all, brothers. There are times where I'm out and I look at the people around me and I see other men and I'm thinking, I see why women don't talk to them. I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep it real. Like some of these dudes put no effort at all into how they present themselves. Now, putting effort into how you present yourself. Don't let your mind go straight into spending money or wearing expensive jewelry or anything like that. No, it means how to present yourself in a more favorable light that works for you, okay? The style that works for you. So for some guys, it might be as simple as if you're already a really in shape guy, you have a great physique, right? And you're wearing a lot of baggy clothes. Simply changing the size of the clothes that you're wearing will show you in a better light, will capture more attention from women. That's all it is. Just change the style. I'm not saying wear skin tight clothes, but I'm saying if you wear a more fitted outfit that highlights your great physique, yes, that's going to play in your favor. Plain and simple. It might be as simple as, all right, listen, pay attention. Are you going out with dirty shoes? Are you at least, doesn't mean you got to buy some brand new pair, but keep them clean. Take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they're in good shape. That's it. And you can buy affordable shoes to kind of have more variety, but keep them up. It's little things like that that can make a difference. Let's keep going on the list. It could be a haircut. All right? Haircuts can do wonders for a man's appearance and presentation and shine a different light on him that allows him again to stand out from other men in that moment. So just consider, how can I present myself better? Now, here is what I believe you should do when it comes to this specific issue. You should get the opinion of a woman. All right? Here is the reason why. You are not trying to attract the attention of other men. You're trying to attract the attention of women. So why not be evaluated through the eyes of a woman as far as what she finds appealing on you? Because again, it can be as simple as, certain colors might look really good on you. You know what I'm saying? That you're not aware of. It might be trying a different style that she thinks this can help out. It doesn't mean her word is the final say so, but get some insight from the opposite sex. Ask a few different women, hey, what do you think I could do to look better or present myself better? Let her critique you and don't be sensitive. Don't take issue with it. Hear them out, learn from it, see if there's a consensus. Let's say if you ask 3 girls, is there anything that they all 3 mentioned? Because if they all 3 mentioned the same thing, I think we can confidently say this is something that you should change or try. All right. So be open to that. Now, I will say this. I feel the need to mention this because this is where it can get a little tricky. If you are already a very good looking guy, okay, and you then also dress super on point, haircut on, everything on point, you will stand out. That won't change. You will stand out. But understand that you also can become intimidating. All right? An example I'll never forget, a long time ago, I went to the club one time by myself, And the night that I went, I just didn't care. So I had no haircut. I was looking super scruffy. I threw on whatever. I did not care. And I can't tell you how much love I got that night. Like, I got so much attention that night. Now, to me, the key was because I was not as sharp as I usually am, I wasn't as intimidating. I became more approachable. Okay? And so you want to just be mindful of that. I'm not saying just dress bummy, but I am saying that, yeah, for some guys, you don't have to go too hard on how you're presenting yourself because you may cross that line of being too intimidating if that's a problem for you. You might like that. And you might just only want a certain kind of woman, or you may not be worried about the women coming to you or showing you attention because you're going to go after what you want anyway. It's just something to be aware of. But outside of that, yes, how you present yourself will definitely help you stand out from other men. The second thing on this list, and I'm sure you already know this one, but we're going to talk about it anyway, is just being confident. Okay? At the end of the day, a confident man exudes a certain energy. And we'll talk more about masculine energy a little bit later in the video. But confidence makes you look better. Plain and simple. And so this is why it's so important that confidence, for you to be confident, you're going to struggle if you try to be something you're not. Okay? So even using the presentation, all right? Let's just say somebody told you, oh, well, you would look good in some skinny jeans and this super colorful shirt and like something that may not work for you specifically. It might work for the next guy, but for you, you are not comfortable in that kind of an outfit. Therefore, you are not confident in that kind of an outfit. So even if it does quote unquote look good on you, you end up losing points because you don't feel good in it. All right. So the key is you got to find that happy place of, all right, this is a good look on me, but I like it too. I feel good in this. I feel comfortable. I feel confident. So you're going to walk with that certain energy. So be mindful of that, but also going past presentation, just even in your persona, a lot of men try to be something they're not and don't realize that people can see through it. People can sense you're insecure and that you're trying to overcompensate. And again, this happens because you're trying to be something you're not. So being confident means finding your true self and then learning how to optimize that rather than being something else. But also, before I move on to the next point, there was a great quote I once read about confidence that I want you to always remember. It said, confidence is not about always being right. It's about not being afraid to be wrong. So the key in being confident as a man when it comes to women and dating is not being afraid of a woman not wanting you. It's not being afraid of her not finding you attractive. It's understanding that, you know what, even if you're a great looking guy, even if you have a great presentation, there are gonna be women who aren't gonna feel you. And that's fine. When you can get to a place where you don't internalize that rejection, when you don't allow it to now cause you to look at yourself differently, this is where your confidence builds because you are not rattled by these things anymore. All right. You've got to understand that no matter how on point as a man you are, there will always be women who don't want you. The same way there are some women out there who are awesome, amazing, get tons of men. And you might see her and be like, nah, she ain't for me. Perfectly okay. That's life. All right. So now let's keep this list going. The next one that I really personally want to talk about is show desire, not desperation. So I have a different train of thought in some ways when it comes to some of the advice that men are given, and specifically to the whole idea of the ignoring the woman, the acting like you don't care, all these things. Now, I will acknowledge that those tactics, and I will use the word tactics, those tactics can elicit a response, a favorable response at the moment. Unfortunately, though, it's not sustainable over the long term, as far as you're going to have to always be playing this game if that's the foundation you're building this on. Also understand that it doesn't solve whatever the real underlying issue is, and it doesn't allow you to have a healthy relationship if you're using it in a situation where you're actually trying to be with this woman, all right? If you have to constantly ignore her or act in a negative way to get her to do what you want, that's a life of no peace. That's a relationship that's going to go down the drain at some point. You don't want that for yourself, trust me. So if you're looking to set yourself up for a healthier dynamic, what I believe is much more effective, not even believe, I know is much more effective, is the willingness to show desire but not desperation. See, a lot of men in their showing of attention and admiration, they cross a line where they look desperate. They look extra thirsty. You know, it starts to become unattractive in many ways, because the reality is that in the woman's mind, this is just one thing to consider. It's like she knows a high desirable guy. Why would he be acting like this? Why would a high desirable guy be so desperate? It's almost like you're not projecting a great value of self if you're doing so damn much, right? But that doesn't mean don't express interest. It doesn't mean don't make it clear you have a desire here and you have an intention here. Let that be known, because a woman will appreciate that transparency. A woman will appreciate you saying to her what you mean, how you feel, all these things. But then that's it. You don't have to dwell in it. You don't have to get all super emotional with it. This is where it starts to get problematic. So you got to learn to express and show desire without it looking desperate. And when you can strike that balance, you will stand out more against other men, because a lot of men, they tend to be on one end of the spectrum. They're either, again, being all super extra, all right, and going overboard with it and not learning how to have composure in the way they express themselves, or they're just being an a-hole, ignoring, acting toxic, which is a problem within itself. All right, so now the fourth thing on this list you can do to stand out from other men is walk in your masculine energy, all right? Exuding masculine energy. So I kind of mentioned it earlier. Let's just talk a little bit about it right now. Ultimately, let me say this. I feel I have to say this. I really want every man watching this video to put forth the effort to get your hormone levels checked, all right? You need to find out what your testosterone and estrogen levels are. I would also say check your vitamin D levels, B12. I mean, the more you can check, the better. But I think at the very least, vitamin D, zinc, testosterone, estrogen, very least. Because here's a reality. A lot of men's struggle to exude masculinity starts with their lack of health. Starts with the fact that your testosterone is way below what it should be. It is hard to be a confident, assertive, focused, driven man when your testosterone is low, when your hormones are out of whack. So we can sit here and talk about all the other things on the surface you can do to exude more masculine energy, but if you don't fix what's going on from within, you are going to be in a never-ending battle, all right? So please look into that. Check that out. And then start, and here's the crazy thing. The things that will help you raise your testosterone and get your hormones in balance are some of the same things that can help you start to exude more masculine energy. For example, working out, all right? Working out, adding more lean muscle to you. These types of things will help boost your testosterone, but they in turn will help boost your masculine energy just from and it will also help boost your confidence. Like, do you see how it really helps a lot? So that's why I'm a huge believer in exercise, weight training, because I think that can solve a lot of men's issues. And again, it doesn't mean it's like the perfect end all be all solution, but it plays a huge part. And it doesn't mean you got to be in the gym as much as the next guy and trying to be this big. And no. But just having a good routine, a good structure that works for you, that fits into your life, that you can stick with and be consistent with is good. It could be, I would hope at least 3 days a week. You know what I'm saying? But that's enough. 3 days. Some people might argue you can even do 2. I don't know. I'm not a trainer, but I believe at least 3 is great. And that's it. And just making sure you get a little work in there, it can be extremely beneficial. But outside of that, let me also say this. You will exude more masculine energy and be more confident when you heal. This is another thing that doesn't get spoken about enough to men, is how healing from your past is going to help unlock a lot of the masculine energy that you have within you that needs to start coming out. And here's the reason why, if this doesn't make sense to you. Because when you are holding on to past hurts and disappointments and traumas, whether you realize it or not, for the majority of men, that creates insecurities in a man. That creates a struggle to be confident in certain areas with a man. That creates emotional instability in a lot of men. All these things will pull you away from walking in your masculine energy. When you can heal and resolve the past issues, you free yourself from all that negativity. You free yourself from the things that hold you back. And now you will be able to walk in a greater strength. Not only will you become more confident, but now your ability to handle adversity will increase. Your ability to not be as rattled and moved when things don't go your way will increase. You will grow exponentially by healing from your past, and you will feel how the newness in you when you achieve it. I got a lot of men, I wish I had some testimonials to show you right now, but guys who've come up to me who read my book, Love After Heartbreak. So check that out. Get Love After Heartbreak. Did all the exercise, all the steps, and was it changed their life. And you should see they're a different dude now. And they're so much better than they were. So all that to say, again, it may not make complete sense to you. You may not have heard it before, but trust me, healing from your past will help you unlock your masculine energy. And then the last thing, last but not least, is simply be yourself. So as I said earlier with the presentation and all that, I mentioned how if you try to rock a style that really isn't you and you're not comfortable with, you're not going to be confident. It's not going to come across well. If you try to be somebody that you're not, that's not going to come across well. At the end of the day, it's about embracing your true self and then optimizing that. You know what I'm saying? Walking in your purpose and optimizing that. Being real about what you need, what you like, what you enjoy, the type of life you want to live, and then optimize that. And understand that when it comes to standing out as a man, listen, we don't need everybody's attention. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, depending on what your goal is, if your goal is a healthy, happy relationship, you just need to be ready and prepared to connect with the right woman who you can share your life with and everything be great. And when you tap into your true self, you not only set yourself up to receive it, to be able to handle and nurture it, but you allow yourself to be better equipped to evaluate it. So essentially, I'm a firm believer that a lot of men, I would say most men, are horrible selectors of partners. And I see so much that men overlook for various reasons that set them up for failure. But part of that happens because that man has not figured out who he is. He's not tapped into his true self. He has not healed. He has not worked on his health. He has not optimized himself. And therefore, he's blind to the issue staring him in the face. But when you become or embrace who you really are and walk in that, everything starts to get better from there. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Listen, women love masculine energy. Plain and simple. No way around it. They not just love it, they crave it, they yearn for it, they are attracted to it.